All right. Got that invitation sent out. Instagram telling our followers that we started a live. All right. And we wait. Try to send that invite again. All right. We cue in the background music. Go. Hey girl, hey.
What's up? How's it going?
Girl, it's going, girl. It's going. I had cued the Jeopardy music, while we was waiting for you to come on. Doo, 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 doo. But some people might not know what Jeopardy is. Girl, we is growing up.
The titties and the uncles in this world.
Okay, girl, no, like for real, really a fucking teeny girl. 10 nieces and nephews. Oh my God, girl, what? Me? 10? No, I got 9 nieces and nephews. I'm gonna round up. Somebody gonna have another beat. Oh man. All right, y'all. So I know that we stated on our platforms that we were having a special guest today, but unfortunately she's having some technical issues. So it's just gonna be Dr. Chris and I. We will talk about the topic at hand. So we're gonna let my girl go ahead and do her thing. So I'm gonna turn it over to you. I'm gonna go ahead and mute myself while you do your thing, my girl.
Thank you, my girl. Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. Wait, what's it is? Lord, I'm losing track of days. Saturday. Lord. This is another episode of Is Safe Speak Your Truth. My name is Dr. Chris, and we're back to have another discussion. So the last time we were live, it was episode 30, where we talked about heal while you wait. Some people still might be waiting on their person, and could be feeling some type of way like, oh, where's my mate, where's my partner in life, in this spiritual walk. And so we were talking about, while you wait for that person to come your way, just heal, right? Prepare yourself, your heart, your mind, your spirit for that person, so when they do come your way, you know how to receive them, how to love them, and allow them to love you. And so that was a really good episode. I was very vulnerable in that one, talking about what I'm working on and what I'm learning about myself, so that I can be in a good position for my man to come my way. So episode 31 is tonight. As we stated on our platforms, it's called Spiritual Beings, Human Experiences. So we talk a lot about the spiritual journey and, the lessons that we've learned and are applying and are still learning, and how, life is lifing for us. Like, even as a spiritual person, you're not particularly religious, but you do believe in God, you believe in a higher power, you believe that, you're supported on the spiritual realm, you have people that look out for you, passed on loved ones that are protecting you, serving as your guardian angels to guide you. Life is still going to happen to you, right? You're still going to go through situations, circumstances, feelings, fears, all of that is still going to come about. But because you have that spiritual knowledge, you address and deal with those things differently. And so we want to dive deeper into that. Specifically, what's going on in the spiritual journey, and just talk about our perspective, what we've experienced, of course, in regards to this particular topic, and then we'll be out y'all way. We just gonna drop in and talk about it, and then we'll be out. So I'm gonna get it back to Kai so she can start us off. Kai.
All right. So, well, hey, y'all. Hey. Oh, and I have done, before we get into our spiritual beings, human experiences topic today. I did a little rebranding. If y'all noticed, my name was Kai underscore the hood therapist, but I switched it to my real name, Akaya. I don't know. I just feel like I want to take my name back. Like, I don't know. Like, Akaya. So moving forward, I will be, just dropping the nickname Kai. So it's just gonna be Akaya. So hey y'all, hey. I'm Akaya, the hood therapist, and we're gonna go ahead and get into our topic. So, um, spiritual beings, human experiences. So I came up with this analogy, right? And it's dealing with vehicles, with cars, maintenance, and then you're gonna see how it's gonna tie into us being spiritual beings and having a human experience, right? So, um, pretty much we all have a vehicle, or we know about vehicles, right? You go out, you find a car or a truck or whatever it is that you want, you purchase it, right? Once you purchase that vehicle, you know that you have to do things to upkeep that vehicle. So, you have to keep up with the maintenance, oil changes, tire rotations. Marley. Marley's the dog, y'all. He keep hitting the my ring light, and it's pissing me off. um, so we have to do like tire rotations. We have to replace cabin filters, brake pads, fluids, power steering, all of the things, right, in order to keep that vehicle running properly. Um, so I know that most of us women have like a bad rep when it comes to keeping up with like maintenance of cars. And like when we go to like the dealerships or like to those little quick oil change places, they always be trying to get over on us, trying to tell us that we need more shit than we need done. So I took my vehicle to get inspected after I was in a car accident a couple of weeks ago, and these motherfuckers gonna tell me I need a cabin filter. Now, if I wasn't knowledgeable about my vehicle, I would have been like, yeah, go ahead and replace the cabin filter. But I had just got my cabin filter changed last month when I got my last oil change. So I know y'all lying. I do not need a cabin filter. You see what I'm saying? You have to know your vehicle, right? It's all gonna make sense. You have to know your vehicle, and you have to know the things that needs to be replaced or fixed. So and a lot of women, they do think that, hey, just because I'm gonna just put gas in my car, it's gonna be okay. Just as long as I put gas in it, it's gonna be okay, and I keep it washed, it's gonna be okay. But no, you gotta do a little more than that. So what happens when you don't keep up with your maintenance? Let's say you don't change your oil. If you don't change your oil or Earl, how I know the family say, if you don't change your Earl, you can damage your engine, right? So, and engine problems will eventually lead to other problems. So, that's like some things that you can control, right? Maintenance. That's a controllable. So, your vehicle, you can control certain things, taking preventative measures to make sure that your vehicle runs properly. So, now we're going to talk about some uncontrollables. Um, and that's damages caused by outside sources. So we can say accidents that can be caused by impaired drivers, people that's not paying attention, people that's texting and driving, people that just drive recklessly. Some people have road rage. And it can cause you to get into an accident, and it could be a fender bender, where the damage is only caused to the vehicle itself. And then in some cases, it may not be any physical damage to your vehicle, but you as a driver, the operator, may sustain some injuries. And then in other cases, your vehicle and you may sustain damages, right? So you're gonna have to bring your vehicle to the shop to get repaired. You may have to go to the hospital and then have some follow-up doctor visits after that, physical therapy, whatever it may be. So I know y'all probably like, girl, now what this got to do with the topic being spiritual and then having a human experience? But I promise it's gonna make sense. Let me cook. Let me cook. Let me cook. Let me cook. It's almost done. So the vehicle, it represents our physical body. Our physical body is the vehicle for our spirit, our soul. That is our vehicle. And there's things and experiences that we can control, and there's things and experiences that's out of our control. And they both can positively and or negatively impact our spirit, the driver for our body. So some damage can impact us physically, some will impact us spiritually. And so with that being said, I said all that to say this. You are not your body, just like you are not your vehicle. When you are driving your vehicle and you're in control of that vehicle, right? So you are experiencing what it's like to drive that vehicle, just like your soul is experiencing what it's like to drive this body. So for me, I had to like realize when I started like my spiritual journey, and I realized that, okay, I have more control over my life than I thought, right? Like when you kind of see it from a different perspective, like just being spiritual. And another way I look at it is like a game. Like you are controlling your body. You have control over every experience that you have. It all starts in your mind, in your spirit. And what you feel in your spirit is going to manifest in the physical. So everything that we experience is more than physical. It's deeper than just the skin and the things that we can see. Everything starts off as a thought, and then we manifest those thoughts into the physical. Before I started my spiritual journey, um, and I've talked about this before, I was very overweight, knocking on 300 pounds. And I just was tired. Like I just was just so tired of being uncomfortable in my skin. I was just tired of like everything, like my circumstances, the job. Like I was just tired. So I just remember like one day, like I just had like this real ugly, nasty cry while I was taking a shower, and I was just like, dog, this cannot be my life. Like I stood in that shower and I just remember crying like this can't be it. Like something gotta change, something gotta shake. So then I started to work on myself, and I'm like, okay, well, let me start to, it started off like, with affirmations. Let me affirm some positive shit. That's why we always have words of encouragement and affirmations, positive affirmations. I want to say positive affirmations at the end of each live that we do, because you can affirm negative shit. Affirmations are not always positive. Just because somebody, so I'm going to say an affirmation, it don't mean that's positive. We can affirm negative shit too. So I'm like, okay, well, what is it going to hurt for me to just change my thought? Like it's not costing me nothing. Like I literally don't have to do shit but change my mind, my mindset. So I started doing that. And I can't lie, like that was the hardest part of the journey, because being in that position and only seeing your life go a certain way, which wasn't good, and then you trying to create something better, like that's the hardest part. That is the hardest part, because you can't see the good and you don't know how it's going to happen. So that is the hardest part. And then that's when I really learned about what faith was, or what faith is. And then I learned how to just trust and let go, and to I learned how to have a better relationship with myself and with the Most High God. And I think the further along I got on my journey and I started to read books, and me and Dr. Chris was talking about this the other day. There's a book that I read. Well, I didn't read it all. I got in the middle. It's called, let me see. It's called Becoming Supernatural by Dr. Joe Dispenza. And Dr. Joe Dispenza is a doctor of he's a chiropractic doctor who studied neuroscience, neurology, and brain function. He does have a Wikipedia page too, so you can go on there and look him up. So, Becoming Supernatural is a self-help book that teaches readers how to tap into the power of their minds to transform their lives. And there is a part in the book where he was seeing a patient, and the lady, her husband passed away, and she was just naturally not in the best state mentally. So her health started to decline. She was diagnosed with all type of sicknesses and stuff like that. So he started to do like a study on her, and he told her to basically, I want you to change your mind. I want you to change the way that you think. I want you to change, the things that you say to yourself. Like stop negative self-talk. And so he started to do this study on her. And over time, just by her changing her thoughts, by her changing the vibration that she's sending out, because you have to remember, we're not just this vehicle. We are not just a body. It's something inside of this meat suit that we have, inside of this avatar that is controlling us, right? So she started to change her mind, and then her vibration started to change, and it started to change her cellular structure. So all of those sicknesses that she had, and I think she was like diagnosed with like depression and some other cancer or something else that she was diagnosed with. And after her just doing these practices and writing positive affirmations and journaling and changing the way that she sees herself and thinks, she healed herself just by changing her mind, because she realized that it's deeper than skin, that this is spiritual. So I just kind of want to start with that, and then I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Dr. Chris, and we're going to see what her thoughts are on this topic.
Thank you for sharing that, friend. It's heavy on your mind. A mind is very powerful. The thoughts that we think will eventually turn to the words that we speak, which will eventually turn into the actions that, we make, which will eventually impact our lives in general. And when life is lifing, it's really hard for you to see the positive in anything. Like all you see are all of these uncertain circumstances around you, and you're trying to navigate it, and it looks grim and it's dark, and you're trying to understand what's going on. Like how do I deal with this? How do I get through this when I have no idea? This is new territory for me. This is unknown for me. Like how who can I go to that understands what I'm currently going through, and how can I get help, right? I can say when I started my journey, it came from pain. I was compelled because, like I said, when you started, it's kind of like you're disgusted. Like, I cannot believe this is happening. I cannot believe I'm here in this right now. This is not what my life should be. This is not what I envisioned for myself. This is not what I want. I'm unhappy with self. It's you checking in with you. Like, I don't feel good. I'm not happy. I'm not mentally in a good place. And so it requires you honesty with yourself. You checking in like, nah, this can't continue. And so you start to dig deeper into why you're in the situation or the circumstances that you're in, and what you can do, what you have the power to do to change it, or at least make a dent into making that change, or make some type of progress, or initiate some type of change for your life, for yourself. And when you started, it's kind of like it's new, and you probably are the only one, or the first one, or one of few that who wants to really make the changes and look into things about why you are in the position that you're currently in. And it's hard. It's challenging because you don't know how it's gonna turn out. And when life is lifing on top of you digging deeper and trying to figure you out, that faith is gonna have to be intact. And if it isn't, you're gonna be struggling a little bit. I can speak for myself right now. Life is lifing, and I'm here trying to figure out, okay, what can I do to fix it? But that also comes into trusting. And when you've always had a struggle with your faith, with your trust, understanding I'm spiritually supported, I'm protected, everything is working together for my good. If you've always struggled with that due to your upbringing or what you've experienced in life with people, loved ones, family members, whatever, it can be a challenge for you. And that's what I'm going through. Like, all of these different circumstances are happening around me, and I feel unstable, and it makes me, you know, question, like, what am I doing something wrong? Am I supposed to be doing more? Am I doing too much? Like, you start to look at everything and start to kind of feel like, am I on the right path? But my friend always tells me, shout out to Akaya, things fall apart. There has to be destruction in order to rebuild. If you want a solid foundation and you say that you're ready for the things that are coming into fruition, the old has to pass away. And that could be scary because you've been so accustomed to certain circumstances, certain standards, certain situations to always be there, to be your go-to, to run back to hold on to use as a crutch. And when those things are falling away, you like, oh my God, what is this? I'm going through that right now, and it's all a part of the journey. It's all a part of the journey. Something you say, you put in your mind, okay, I'm gonna make da 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 happen. I want ABC to happen. I want this to be in place. I want this type of life. I want this type of circumstance, this situation to end so I can get ABC. We talked about this way earlier. I think it was episode 2 or 3. You better be careful what you ask for, because it's gonna take some shaking up, some rearranging, um some things to come about. But you have to be strong in your faith, in your trust, in the divine knowledge that you've acquired in your particular chapter of your journey. So definitely, this journey is gonna teach you about faith. It's gonna teach you about standing strong, standing on business, and the things that you say you're working on and that you're healing, the things that you're addressing, the things that you're digging up to release, to purge. It's gonna test you. You say you about that? Okay. Are you still about that when this situation comes up? When this don't go your way, you gotta make some rearrangements. You still standing? So I'm definitely going through that right now. It your mind, your mindset will definitely be tested, but if you are dedicated and committed to what it is that you say you are dedicated and committed to, it's all going to work out for you. And it's hard to see it when you're in it, right? They say you walk by faith and not by sight, because we know it looks grim. Don't look too good. I don't have a backup. I don't have nothing in place. I don't know who I can reach out to. I don't have that connection. I don't have that situation taken care of, and it kind of makes you feel like, okay, time is winding down and I don't have nothing. That's when your faith has to come in. You have to just know that you know that you know. Listen, I didn't put in that work. I didn't made that connection. I didn't heal from that thing. I didn't release that toxic mindset. I didn't release that toxic behavior. I didn't stop doing the things that I typically would do to distract myself, to numb myself, to avoid myself. If you know that you've been putting in that work and you are where you're supposed to be in your particular journey, then you already know it's gonna work out. You just have to trust, believe, and just continue to move, continue to walk, continue to stand. So I can definitely relate to that in this part of my chapter right now. Um, that book, being becoming supernatural, we did talk about it, and I'm interested in buying it. I'm sure it's on Amazon. I'm gonna definitely look it up. I have Amazon Prime. It'll probably get to me quick. So I will definitely read that and share. We could maybe have a journal discussion or a book discussion episode later on about that particular book. Um, but also, talking about your experiences, life experiences, how they shape you, how they mold you, how they, contribute to who you are as a person, right? Life happens to us, for us. But like you said, some things are out of our control. And I kind of want to dive a little bit deeper into the traumatic experiences. Um, and I read something about this. It was the difference between an empath and a light worker. A light worker, they are born into this world. They are brought into this world to bring light, right? Help people, encourage people, pour into people. And then I read that an empath, now you correct me because I'm still learning, but they say an empath in that particular journal article that I read, they said an empath, they go through life, right? Trauma, pain, all of these different situations, and they take that pain and they transform it into power so that they can then become a light worker. They're empathic, but also a light worker where they're able to take their painful experiences and still transmute it, transform it into something positive so they can share that with other people. I feel like that's a part of the spiritual journey as well. Like, you can easily go through things and allow it to transform you in a negative way. Like, you can use that, oh, this person hurt me, so I'm gonna hurt them, or I'm gonna hurt somebody that didn't do nothing to me, but because I'm hurt, I'm gonna hurt somebody else. And it could be a traumatic cycle, a pattern, a behavioral thing that you choose to continue to perpetuate. But in other situations, you can use that to transform positively. Like, oh, I've been through that. I know how that feels. I'm not going to do that to someone else because I know what I had to go through to heal from that. So it's a two-sided coin. And I feel like that's part of the journey. Like, if you are truly healing and you know you done been through some stuff, the healed part of you won't allow you to do it to somebody else because, again, like we've discussed, when you know better, you do better. Your integrity, your character won't allow you to misuse somebody just because you've been misused. It won't allow you to abuse or misuse or hurt somebody just because somebody else hurt you. Like, it's a human experience. We're all going to go through some pain. We're all going to come across people that don't have the best intentions for us. We're all going to come across somebody that might pretend to be one thing and it turns out they're somebody completely different. But because we are spiritual beings and because we have this aura, this light within us, we know that's not something that we're going to continue or that we're going to do just because it was done to us. So the human experience, it can be rough. It can be tiring. Like me and Nakaya just talked about this not too long ago. Like, I'm tired, right? Healing, that's a job. Working, that okay, week to week, 8, 10, 12 hours. That doesn't count if you're a parent. That doesn't count if you're a spouse, a caregiver for a family. Like, all of that is human, right? That's a part of life. But then on top of that, you working on your spiritual being, your spiritual life, talking about self-care, talking about, oh, I want to heal, I'm a journal, I'm gonna go to therapy, I'm a be around people that pour into me, I'm gonna go to conferences, I'm a network. All of that is a lot. You be woe out, I be woe out, I be tired. But somehow you gotta pull from the deepest part of you and still go, still go, still show up, still do the work on top of whatever else you got going on. And it's real easy to give up. You know what? I'm done. I'm over it. I'm done. But that never lasts when you're truly committed. You could take a break because this journey by itself is a lot. But you still got to go. And that be the frustrating part. Like, you want to give up. You want to stop so bad. But something within you just be like, nah, I can't. I can't stop. I can't quit. I can't give up. I can't stop trying. I can't stop pouring into people. I can't stop supporting people. I can't stop showing up for them, showing up for myself. I can't stop healing. I can't stop trusting. I can't stop. I can't. It'd be frustrating because I'd be like, I'm over it. I'm tired. I'm ready to take a break. I'm ready to rest. I'm ready for it to all just come together. It's coming. You ready for that? You sure? Kai, I'm sorry. Kai.
It's okay. It's fine. So you said a lot that, like, who child. So I don't want to talk about, like, my, like, past too much. Like, I want to talk about, like, my recent past experiences, because it's things that, you know you learn on the way. But before I get into the recent experiences, I want to go back to that beginning of my journey. And when you started to talk about walking by faith and stuff like that, um, one thing that really got me to look forward to my results, like just walking by faith, is my weight loss journey. Like, I had to put in so much work working out 5 days a week. And it was just 20 minutes a day. But working out 5 days a week, 20 minutes a day, when you were not active at all, and pushing yourself mentally, that's a whole mental thing that you have to go through to push yourself and to make your body get through these reps when you just want to give up and quit and just not do this shit again because it hurts so fucking bad. But I had started working out, and then I would stop, I would start, I would stop, I would start, I would stop. And then that last time, I was like, you're never going to see the results if you keep stopping. just imagine if, and this is me having a conversation with myself in the mirror. Just imagine if you would have never quit, if you would have never gave up on your weight loss journey. Just imagine where you would be right now today. So I'm gonna need for you to get your shit together, and I'm gonna need for you to push through. And no, you're not gonna see the results immediately. You may not see them in a week, a month, or nothing. You're not gonna see the results overnight. You didn't gain this weight overnight. Just like it took time to put this weight on, it's gonna take time to get it off. And that's okay. Don't worry about society and they microwave weight loss treatments and all of this and that. You actually putting in the work, so it's going to be harder. It's going to take longer. So I started putting in the work. And guess what? I didn't even see results in myself. Like people around me was like, oh my God, your face getting smaller. Oh my God, your waist getting slimmer. Oh my God, I noticed this. I didn't see it though. I didn't see nothing that them people was talking about. But I knew I was in pain. I knew I was sore. I knew the muscles was burning, them glutes was burning, them quads was burning. I knew that, and I knew I was putting in the work, but I didn't see no results. I personally didn't notice the results until my clothes started falling off of me. One day I go to get dressed and I put on my workout clothes and I start doing these jumping jacks and these squat jacks and y'all no lie, my fucking legs just literally fell off. And I was like, oh my God. Like, oh my God. Like, that's when I saw that my hard work was paying off. So that's why I can tell people like that's going, and I be having shit that I be going through too. But now that I have experience and now that I know for a fact that I'm going to get results, that that I'm not kind of that keeps me going. That makes me keep my mind like, okay, yeah, you're going through some shit right now. Yeah, but you know for a fact that you're gonna come out of this better and stronger. You know you're gonna come through it because it's not your first rodeo. And it's so much harder when you going through something for like the first time. It's so hard. It's so challenging. That's gonna be the biggest test. But I know like when I personally go through stuff and it just feel like the world is just coming down on me, I know that I'm about to reap something way bigger. Way bigger. I'm like, all right, life and right now, that means I'm about to get us something bigger and better. I already know. I know because I didn't learn transmutation. I didn't learn how to transmute, and I know how to use my resources now. So that made me think about that. Um, and now I want to talk about and the fact that you talked about doing like a book review. It's funny that you said it because we didn't even talk about this, but um I started reading this book called The Four Agreements. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, I wonder if people would be interested, and kind of like starting like a book club and like we just kind of like read the same books and just talk about it because I read a lot of books. A lot of my shit's still back home in New Orleans. Once I move next month, I have my girl ship me all my books so I can start back reading again. But I started reading The Four Agreements and it brings a lot of stuff into perspective. It's a really good book to read. I really think that everybody should read it. It basically talks about how whatever it is that you say, or if somebody else says something about you, whether it's positive or negative, that you're agreeing to. So back in the day, I used to tell myself, "Oh, girl, you just so fat," and I agree to that, and I stayed that way. But then when I decided to break that contract, that verbal contract with myself and be like, you know what? We're gonna work on our health. I'm working on my health. I'm on my health journey, my fitness journey, my wellness journey. And then I broke that contract of me being unhealthy. And then I started to put in the work and I started to change the vibration because that's the spiritual part of it. And then I had to physically put in the work to create what I already planted spiritually in the spirit. I've already planted the seed, but now I have to do the work physically to manifest it. Um, when I first moved to Arizona, child, I had a whole plan. Okay, I'm going out there. I'm going to school for this. I'm about to do this. I'm going to do that. Da 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 da. I did those things, but it didn't work out how I thought it was going to work out because I'm not going to allow myself to be in certain situations where I don't like the energy or the environment that I'm in. And that's just why I'm at with it. And it's no harm, no foul, no shade to nobody that's involved in that situation, but it's just certain things and certain environments that I would not allow myself to be in. So I I had to I went to a conference a couple weekends ago, and the 3 day conference, out of all the speakers, I think there was like about 12 speakers with that 3 day conference, and about nine of those women all use this word pivot. Sometimes you have to pivot. And right now, I am pivoting. I am pivoting. I had these grand plans, but that was the plans that my human had. That was the things that my human wanted to do. But my spirit is just like, but that's not what your calling is. That's not what you're supposed to be doing. Yeah, that may be what you want to do. But that's not what you're supposed to be doing. So yeah, you may have been put in this environment to learn and to meet people and to network and to do certain things, but that's not what it is. And I remember a few months back, I, I was just like, all right, show me how good life can get. And show me how good life can get. And then when I said that, shit started shifting. It started changing. I'm like, well, damn, I was talking about the plans that I had. But no, some other things had to happen. So we may want to do things, but that may not be what we're supposed to be doing. Because spiritually that's just not, it's just not, it didn't align spiritually with what I'm supposed to be doing. And then I've also learned on this journey, just to kind of move in silence and to keep stuff to myself. It was a time where I would just, overshare and tell people like every single little thing. And then those some things wouldn't happen. And now that I kind of keep a lot to myself, I'm able to manifest faster. And I'm just like, damn, I just said that. Damn, I just thought that. And it's just like when you, it was just like when I started to see the results of me losing weight. It was like that moment, like, okay, it's happening. Okay. But that don't stop me from having bad days and negative thoughts. And I feel it. And I tell myself, all right, girl, you stay thinking like that and you stay thinking negative and low vibration, you're gonna start attracting that shit back into your life. That's what you want. And I'd be like, nah, all right, bitch, you better get that shit together. And I'd be like, all right. And then I just kind of get myself back in the groove. So it's a roller coaster. It's up and down. It's definitely ups and downs, but it's ghetto. I ain't gonna lie. It's ghetto. When I first started this journey, and even if you go back and look at some of our previous videos from when we first started, I was all, oh, peace, love, and light. And now I'm like, fuck around and find out. Peace, love, and light. I've learned the duality. I've learned the balance. I've learned that where there's negative, there's positive. Where there's positive, there's negative. Like it's just the way of the world. It literally is. It's just what are you going to focus on? Because everything exists at the same time. It all exists. And that's something else that they talk about in the Four Agreements. Everything exists at the same time. Positive things exist are happening right now, and they got some negative shit that's happening right now. You have people that's taking their last breath this very moment, and you have somebody that's being born this very moment. You have people that's hurting right now. This very moment, you have people that's experiencing bliss. You have people that's living in poverty, and you have people that don't even have to check their motherfucking bank accounts right now. So, what is it that you're going to focus your energy on? Are you going to stay focusing on? And then there's always the in between. It's always the in between. You got people, you gonna teeter sometimes. But what are you going to focus on? And I noticed like we start to get like a little repetitive with like some of the stuff that we say, but then we can look at it in a different perspective. Like it's like we can see it like from a different viewpoint. Like I don't know, it's just it's it just gets different. The more you go through your journey, the more you're going to see. And I highly recommend reading. Like reading these books, it definitely puts a lot of stuff into perspective too. But also the book The Alchemist. That's a very good book. In that book, it was this guy on his journey, and he would stop to help everybody around him. He stopped here and he helped this person, and their business started booming. Then he stopped here and he helped that person and gave them some opinions and like, hey, I think you should do this like this, and maybe what if you do this like this? And the business owner was like, okay, and then bam, this man business started booming, and he started living better. But then you have the alchemist. He's just like, well, what am I going to reap all of the benefits that everybody else is reaping? And then he had to learn that he had to go within. It was him the whole time. It was him that motivated and inspired those other people. It was him that gave them these ideas, and all of that energy that he was putting into them, he forgot to give it to himself. And then he was able to use that energy to create the life that he wanted to create and tap into his power. And that's simply what it is. Like, I'm at the point in my life, child, I don't worry about what nobody got going on. Like, I'm not about to be fixated on it because you work for that or you did whatever you needed, whatever you did to get in that situation. You put in all of the energy to get all of this elaborate stuff, that's fine. And I see that if you could do it, I could do it. And then I look at you and I see I don't want to go back there. So what are you gonna do? You know that it's possible. You know that that energy exists. So tap into your highest frequency. Yes, it's gonna get hard sometimes, but I don't know if he just I don't know if he passed gas or if he threw up. Listen, I can't with animals. Don't come your ass over here. But anywho, it's just I don't know, y'all. It just bring a lot of stuff into perspective when you really start to like get out of like the physical, out of the 3D, out of the stuff that's because all of this stuff that's physical, what I've been learning is anything that's solid is vibrating at a low frequency. And if it's something that you can't see, that's a high frequency. So we kind of want to be not focused on the physical stuff, focused on the stuff that's vibrating high. And just like I said before in previous episodes, it's all about frequency. What station are you going to tune into? Are you going to tune into the negative or are you going to tune into the positive? What station are you, what frequency you going to operate on? Just like you have AM and FM, you got negative and positive. What frequency? You got to pick one. And you might get in a gray area. In a gray area, that's why you have that static, where you kind of in between and you're trying to find a station. You have to tune to find that frequency that's going to pick up that station, the frequency that you want. So sometimes, yeah, we gonna need a little tuning. It's gonna be some static, and it's also static when you leave in one frequency and you move into the next. There's always gonna be static when you are leaving one energy level and you go into another energy level. And sometimes sometimes it's a loud, long journey, and sometimes it just may be a quick little tune. Well, okay, I found that quick. It all depends on how you adjust. And what I had to learn and what I have been learning is if something is taking a long time to manifest, it's because of me. Because I control the frequency. I'm the radio. I control the frequency. So I'll be like, okay, why am I not getting this? Why is this not happening for me? And I'll be like, all right, it's my energy. And then I go take, every time I affirm that every single shower, every time my body touches water, every time I take a bath, that is a spiritual cleansing for me. No, you don't always have to do like the rose petals and the oils, and you don't have to always do that. Water itself is cleansing. Take that shower. I manifest that every time I take a shower that I'm being cleansed. And it is a spiritual shower. It is a spiritual bath. I am being spiritually cleansed and refreshed. Every time I take a shower, I'm being renewed. I'm being baptized every time I take a shower. So that's my thoughts. Chris?
That was good. Thank you for sharing that, those different perspectives. We definitely say a lot of things several different ways throughout the our lives. But like she said, it you can apply the advice, the feedback from the perspective in different ways. So let's say you in one particular situation and we talk about positive affirmations. Okay, pour into yourself to get through that pain. Okay, you out that pain. Pour into yourself with positive affirmations to stay out that pain, to stop, constantly bringing it up, to stop allowing it to shape who you are and what you're doing and where you're going and who you're interacting with. Okay, you still making the moves, you still walking forward. Okay, give yourself positive affirmations to keep you from reverting back to that, to keep you walking forward, to keep you stable, to keep your mind focused on what the objective is, which is healing. um so yeah, we will repeat a lot of things, but again, it depends on where you are and how you apply it, what we're saying on here. um Alignment. Sometimes we think we have it figured out. Oh, this will be perfect for me. I've learned so much about this particular subject, this particular field, and I know for sure I will be successful in this. But when you're spiritual and you're on your journey and you're tapping into some things about you, your gifts, what your objective or what your overall goal of being here on earth is, sometimes that those those different perspectives don't align. And you know I've had this experience where I think a job, a role is perfect for me, and then I get in it and my spirit is not at peace. I'm not at peace with it. It's like I feel like I should be doing more. I feel like this isn't for me. And when you go through that repetitively, is something that you're ignoring or you're trying to stifle. Like, nah, I need to focus on this. I need to be doing this because it'll get me da 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 da. But your spirit is crying out for you to, no, why don't you try this? You've always talked about this. You always said you wanted to do this. This is what will bring you joy. This is what will bring you peace. This is what will bring you purpose and fulfillment. And sometimes we try our best to ignore that, to fit into the mold or what people think we're supposed to be doing. And it's a misalignment. You're satisfying everybody else around you, what they think is best for you, but inside you're suffering. Like, You're not happy. You're not fulfilled. You're not at peace. I think I talked about this in what episode was that? What are you waiting for? Permission, right? Like, you know what you want to do. You know what you're supposed to do, what you're put on earth to do, but you'll delay it. You'll deny it. You'll, well, yeah, but maybe I should do this instead. And it brings you out of alignment with your spirit, what your soul's purpose is calling you to do, or what your soul's purpose is. What are you supposed to do while you're here on earth? What stamp, what part of you are you going to leave behind? What is your legacy? When you leave here, how are people going to remember you and who you are and what your name is, right? How are people going to remember you? That's your spirit. That's your soul's purpose. And it'll take a minute for us to believe that we are equipped with the tools and the knowledge to bring that into the reality that
Uh-oh, you went out, Chris. I don't know
into.
if you can hear me. You cut out for a second, for like about 30 seconds.
What you heard.
Shit. The last thing you said, it was literally in the middle of a word. You was talking about the last episode, what are we waiting for permission? And then whatever you said, like right after that, it started to like cut in and out and then it just froze.
Okay, and then you're circling. um all I was saying is your soul's purpose. You have to be in alignment with that. Sometimes we'll delay it, we'll question it, we'll try to downplay it or try to see how we can not do it because we feel like we may or may not be prepared or equipped with the knowledge, the tools, the experiences to make it happen. And I was just saying how, that's misalignment when you're going against your soul to fit into the boxes that other people have put up for you. Um, that oversharing part, I used to do that. Talk about my plans, my what I dream, my dreams, and talk about what I'm going to do in the future and what I've written out and okay, I've done this, now I'm gonna do this. And that will block a lot of it from happening because not everybody that you share with really has the best intentions for you. Like most of them don't even want you to do it. Or they have, oh yeah, go ahead and do it. Yeah, girl, you could do it. And then in the back of their mind, they hoping that you don't do it. And you're thinking, oh, this is one of my best friends. This is, they only want the best for me. They've always had the, supported me. They always did da 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 da. They wouldn't do that to me. You got to be careful with that. They could and they would if given the opportunity. So oversharing, your dreams, it's okay to share your dreams and your goals, but only at certain points, right? Like if something is in the works and you're trying to make sure it's, confirmed, it's in place, you're straight, just wait. So sometimes we think that the people that we share our most vulnerable dreams and goals and visions with, and then we're wondering why it doesn't come into fruition or it falls through. That could be one of the reasons because you're talking about it before it happens, or you're sharing details and parts of it that aren't solidified yet. So it's kind of blocking or disrupting your manifestation while it's in progress. So that's something I've learned too. Like just like you said, moving in silence, not letting your what's the phrase? Not letting your left hand know what your right hand is doing. Like that's something I've been learning too. Like not everybody needs to know what's going on with you while it's going on with you. Like hold some things for yourself. Some of those blessings and divine just things that are coming up for you, or they're you're in bliss, you're happy, you're at peace, all of those different things. It's okay to not share that. Like hold something for yourself for what's going on with you and what you got going on. Like you don't need to have, you don't, there's no reason to broadcast everything or share that with everyone. Like the most important people, they know what's going on. I don't have to blast that. I don't have to blast what's popping with me. My real village, my real community, they know what's going on. So just keeping that as well, like oversharing. Some things, like you said, don't manifest when talking. You're talking too much. Um, I think one last thing I wanted to talk about. Well, two more things. Um, where your energy and your attention goes, flows. Like where you where your intentions go, what you always focus on, what you always think about, that's gonna happen. Like you're giving it power, right? Example that comes to mind for me is when I was in graduate school, and I always thought about walking across the stage. The rough days, I'm exhausted, the frustration, preparing for tests, the projects, staying up late studying, writing, all of that. I had it in my mind, I'm going to walk across this stage. And that gave me the energy to keep going. Because many times I'm tired. I can't do this. Can I do this? Can I handle this? I'm not prepared. I don't know anybody in my family that's doing what I'm doing. I can't call nobody. Nobody understand. All of these different thoughts, feelings, emotions are going through my head while I'm dolo in it. I'm going to walk across this stage. I'm going to walk across this stage crying. I'm going to walk across this stage. And I did it. Similar to the journey. I'm going to heal from this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to set this up. I'm going to be in this position. I'm going to have this in place. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I could feel it. I could see it. I can't see it physically, but I feel it. I know it's close. I know it's near. I know I did the work. I know I'm making the right decisions. I know that I'm doing right by people. I know that I'm pouring into myself. I know that I'm affirming myself. I know it. I feel it. I see it spiritually. I'm going to do this. You constantly tell yourself that, and it has no choice but to happen. And yeah, you have bad days. Days where you just like, forget it. I'm done. It's over. But you got to keep it in your head. I'm going to do this. And it's going to happen. You going to do it. You going to do it. So that's something I learned too, like your mind. That Alchemist book, I have it over there. I've read it, well, not read it. I'm reading it. I took like a long break. I'm like, what, chapter 8 or 9 when he's actually starting the journey. Um, I'm gonna read that. I'm gonna read a chapter tonight. It's right there on my mantle. But yeah, that book, The Alchemist, you're literally the alchemist. You create your life. You create what it is that you want to focus on. Your focus is power. What you give your energy, your attention, your focus to will manifest in the physical realm. So if all you do is talk negatively to yourself, about yourself, to yourself, you will continue to feel and see yourself in a negative light. But if you talk positively to yourself and you encourage yourself, you motivate yourself, you pour into yourself, you care for yourself, then your light will glow. People be looking at you, be like, "Dang, you look good. You feeling good today? What's going on with you? You look like you feeling pretty good over there." It's gonna start to reflect in how you carry yourself, how you look. You're gonna glow. So the alchemist, you are the transmuter, you are the transformer. You are the one that has the power to change whatever it is that you are currently experiencing. And you think it, you see it, you believe it. It is so. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about, I think that was it. Didn't I say two things? Yeah, I did. My bad. Okay.
So, um, everything that you said, yes, that is definitely true. But you know how there's duality, right? So, before we end, I just want to say one more thing about that because I've experienced it. We probably all have experienced it. But even though you may sit and you're positive, you speak all of these things positively about yourself and about your life. You also have to be nigga, can you stop? Girl, this he just the dog, y'all. It's the dog. Okay. So even though you're doing that, you also have to be careful about your thoughts, and things that you feel and say and think about other people too. Because just because you are being positive about yourself, what the things that you say and think about other people, that will turn around, that will manifest in your life too. And that's something else that they talk about in the four agreements. Like, okay, yeah, I'm being positive and I'm speaking positivity over my life, but then I'm talking negative about somebody else and I think negative about this person. So even though you're thinking it or you're saying it about this other person, you're still speaking it out. The energy, the universe doesn't know that, okay, I mean, well, it does, but it's still going to manifest into your life because what goes up must come down. Whatever you speak is going to manifest in your life. So whether you're speaking it about somebody else, you are still speaking those words. And those people are reflections of you. Everybody is a reflection of us in some kind of way, whether it's a past version of us, a version of us that we want to become, or even a current version of us. We are all reflections of each other, some kind of way. So you are speaking to that part of yourself. And so you still have to be careful about what you think about other people, what you say about other people, how you feel about other people, because that shit gonna turn around and may do the fucking boomerang on your ass. Whatever you want for other people, that may manifest in your life. Now, if it's you just protecting yourself and you just look, I just want to protect my energy from any negative forces around me, then yeah, that's different. But just having a negative, evil mindset about somebody or towards somebody, that shit gonna manifest back into your life too. So that's why, just like what Dr. Chris said before, um, whatever you say, that's it's going to come back into your life. So be careful what you say. Be careful what you think. Y'all remember that song by R. Kelly and Sparkle? You better be careful what you say to me, because somebody might say it to you. Better be careful what you do to me, because they might turn around on you, or somebody might do it to you. Okay, y'all remember this saying from when we was young in school? I'm rubber, you glue. Whatever you say bounces off to me and sticks to you. You have to be careful what you say, what you feel, and what you think about somebody else. That's why when I know that I'm around people that really don't like me, I don't see that. What you say, wherever Wherever your attention go, wherever your energy go, that's where your attention gonna flow. Wherever you water, whatever you water, it's gonna grow. So if you keep watering negative shit, if you keep watering this negative ass energy or these negative thoughts about this person, that's gonna manifest in your life because you are holding that frequency. They not holding that frequency. You holding that frequency. So that's going to manifest in your life, not theirs. Now, if y'all are both feeding the negativity, then yeah, it's going to continue to manifest in both of y'all life. But if I ain't worrying about it, and if you over there and you mad for whatever reason you mad, that's a you problem. That's not a me problem. I can't control nothing that another motherfucker think or feel about me. They got some bitches that don't like me right now. You think I give a fuck? Do you think I pay them hoes any mind? No. Because I know that if I feed that negativity gonna grow. If I feed that demon gonna grow. And I'm not feeding it. And what happens when you starve something? It dies. Starve all that negative energy. Don't put your focus on nothing, even if it's about somebody else. Redirect that energy and be like, you know what? Change my heart, change my mind. Please change how I feel about this person because you gonna manifest that back into your life. I promise you. You gonna manifest that back into your life. So, like I said, it's always a double side of the coin. Yeah, it could be love and light, but they got a dark side to it too. Yeah, just like you see these beautiful trees and the flowers that blossom, but you don't see what them roots going through underneath the soil. How it has to break through the ground and it has to break through all of the darkness underneath just so you can see the beauty of it and eat from its fruit. So focus on yourself, feed yourself positive thoughts. And no, it's not going to be positive again all the time, but you have to hold yourself accountable. You have to spiritually, you have to hold yourself accountable. You have to have those hard talks with yourself. You have to be able to accept things about yourself because I promise there's nothing that nobody could tell me that I don't already know about myself. I used to be a horrible ass person. Like I wasn't like the worst person, but child, my mouth, my attitude, the shit I used to say to people, it wasn't right. I wasn't right. I wasn't right. Lord knows I wasn't right. But I've grown, and I learned my lessons. And that's why I move the way I move. And that's why I mind my business and drink my water and my little herbal teas, baby. But anywho, we done went over time. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and read this little affirmation that I had typed up real quick. And the effort, I want you to affirm that I am what I say I am. I am what I affirm. And remember, affirmations are not always positive. So if you affirm negative, you're going to attract negative. If you affirm the positive, you're going to attract positive. It's not going to always be easy, but you have to feed the positivity and starve the negativity, okay? And also just affirm to be the best version of yourself. Always strive and affirm to be the best version of yourself. That does not mean that the journey will be easy, but it will make you better. And every day, I'm starting to understand or understand and overstand the saying, what don't kill me make me stronger. Because Lord knows, baby, look, I'm built for it tough. So that's the affirmation. And Dr. Chris, you have any last words of encouragement?
Baby, I'm built for it tough and I still hold up. I used to put that song by Kevin Gates on repeat because it's applicable. Okay? Like, life is happening. We are spiritual beings having human experiences. And sometimes you need that motivation. You need that encouragement. You need that strength to keep going, to keep trying, to keep just not giving up. Keep showing up. And whatever it is you need to do, that's positive to keep your mind on what you've envisioned for your life, then you do that. You have to do it. Ain't no room for giving up. Ain't no room for quitting. Ain't no room for giving up on yourself, on the dreams, the goals that you set for yourself, for your life, for your, if you're a mom or a dad, for your kids' life, your generational, the generations to come after you, your legacy. You do what you got to do to stay focused on the goal. Pour into yourself. Pour into yourself. Pour into, be around people that really rock with you, right? You ain't gotta question them. You ain't gotta worry about it. You ain't gotta look at them sideways. Be on guard. All of that, like all of that, that can't continue. Like that has to be cut when you on this journey, right? If you know somebody around you that don't really like you, they talking about you, they feel some type of way about you and what you doing and how you standing on business and what you got going on, then you don't need to be around that. You got to focus on you and what you got to do for you, for your legacy, for your name, for your children, for your life. That deserves your full focus, your full attention, your full intention in order for it to come into fruition. So I say all of that to say this human experience is going to test your spiritual gangster. Okay? You're going to be tired, but you built for it tough and you still going to hold up. Period. I don't send that picture because I took a picture like this with my arm up like strength. We gonna post that one. I like it.
Yes. All right. Well, I guess that's all for today. So, we gonna see y'all the next third Saturday, which is gonna be March 15th, 2025 at 5:30 Central, 6:30 Mountain Time.
Wait, hold on. You mean 7:30 Central, 6:30 Mountain?
I don't know what time y'all behind us? Y'all ahead of us?
By an hour.
No, you ahead of us?
By
It's not
one hour.
it's not 5:30? It's 7:30? Mm. Child, I put 5:30 on the thing. Mm. Well, what she said, y'all. Child, I done been up for Central Time for so long. I don't even know it.
Don't worry.
Ooh, child.
Be like
That's
that.
right. Well, y'all, listen, whatever Central Time it, I know it's 6:30 my time, so y'all figure that out. All right. We about to head on out, y'all. We tired. We is tired. Because life and life. And we gonna see y'all. Either way it go, it's gonna be on March 15th. 6:30 Mountain Time. What time for Central?
7:30 Central.
That. All right, y'all. Bye.